Hey there, welcome to another episode of Start That Business. Christmas is around the corner. I hope you're excited and you're preparing to do something special with your family as you prepare for the Christmas holiday. It's also end of the year planning season, so if you haven't started to plan and think about 2024, this will be a good time to begin to do that. Now, in today's episode, I'm going to continue the special series I started in episode 51, 3 things I'm doing to prepare for the new year. In this episode, I will focus on the number one thing I'm doing. I'm excited. I can't wait to get into it. So kick back, relax, and get ready to soak it all in. Let's dive into today's episode. You have a strong desire to start a service-based business, but you're struggling with clarity on your idea, self-doubt, fear of public failure, feeling overwhelmed with too much information, and unsure about how to begin, what steps to take, and when to take them. I understand the frustration of scrolling through Instagram and feeling unfulfilled, wondering why it seems everyone else is fulfilling their purpose effortlessly while you're not. That is why I created the Business Clarity Blueprint. If you're ready to streamline your focus and get clarity to start your service-based business, the process is simple. Step 1, go to startthatbusinesspodcast.com. Step 2, download the Business Clarity Blueprint. Step 3, create your Business Clarity Blueprint. You don't want to get to the end of your life and regret not taking the first step to start your business and fulfill your calling. You can become the Christian woman who dares to start a business that impacts lives, glorifies God, and turns a profit instead of burying your God-given ideas. Are you ready to partner with the Holy Spirit and take a faith-filled step to start your service-based business? Go to startthatbusinesspodcast.com and download the Business Clarity Blueprint. Let's get into today's episode. Hey sis, welcome to the Start That Business podcast, where you will find practical solutions that empower you to start your service-based business. I'm your host, Chichi Ukomadu, an entrepreneur, wife, mom of 3, and a Jesus follower. 10 years ago, I was afraid of giving up my desire to build a corporate career and say yes to the Holy Spirit's nudge to start that business. I believe personal fulfillment comes from letting go of your way and saying yes to God's way so you can become all you were created to be. If you're ready to find personal fulfillment, grab a cup of coffee, tea, or hot cocoa, and your favorite snack. It's time to take your first step to start that business. You know the one I'm talking about? Yes, that one you've been putting up for a long time. In episode 51, I started a new series titled 3 Things I'm Doing to Prepare for the New Year. Now, I spoke about the first thing in episode 51, and I do these things in a sequential order. So if you missed episode 51, please go back and listen to that episode. The first thing I do to prepare for the new year is to reflect on the current year and to seek God's will for my new year. So that's the first thing I do. So that leads me into the number 2 thing. The second thing I do to prepare for the new year is I review and update my systems. Now, systems are simply a series of tasks, processes, workflows that you follow to accomplish a desired outcome. So it can be a combination of tasks, workflows that you combine to accomplish a desired outcome. So you can create a system to get your kids ready for school every morning. You can create a system to onboard new coaching clients or new customers that buy your services. So you can create system for pretty much any area of your life. So this is the number 2 thing I do to prepare for my new year. I look at all the places that I serve and I review the systems I've created in those areas to help me show up consistently and serve excellently. I also review my schedule, I review my calendar, I review my time blocks, I review the systems I have created to help me manage the different areas of responsibility. I also review my routines. I review my daily routine, my weekly routines, my monthly routines, quarterly routines in every area of my life. I review those systems I have in place. I review my business processes, things like my podcast production, my service delivery. How did I deliver my services? What systems I've put in place to deliver my services, my customer experience systems. I review that. I also review my numbers, my financials, my projection. What did I project? What were my actual numbers? I review my podcast reviews, my podcast statistics. I'm reviewing all the different systems I've put in place in every area of my life. And I'm asking myself three questions. The first question is, what worked? What worked for me this year? I'm looking at my numbers, looking at my systems. I'm asking myself, what worked for me this year? The second question I'm asking is, what didn't work? What systems didn't quite work for me, didn't quite work with my family dynamics or with every other thing that was going on in a particular quarter or in a particular month? I'm reviewing these things. I'm asking myself the third question, what do I need to change going into the new year? What do I need to change? Maybe I have a system I put in place to wake up at 3 a.m. every morning, and I find that I struggle to wake up consistently at 3 a.m. this year. Going into 2024, I'll be looking to change that system and say, okay, maybe 3 a.m. is too early. Maybe I need a little bit more sleep. Maybe I should move it to 6 a.m. and see how I can still get done what I would have gotten done if I woken up at 3 o'clock. So these are the things I'm reviewing during this time. And I like to work in a structured manner. So I am not doing these things in a silo. I actually have two courses that I am taking right now that are helping me review and update my system as I prepare for 2024. The first course is called Systemize Your Life, and the second one is called Systemize Your Biz. The author of this course her name is Chelsea Joe, and I love her courses. She's very straight to the point. She shows you what you need to do and she walks you through the process. And it's been a game changer for me using her courses to plan, to review and update my systems for the new year. So I encourage you, if you're struggling, if you don't have any systems at all, this course is good for you, because if you don't have any systems at all, she takes you through the process of creating a system for your life and for your business. So you're able to create new systems. If you already have systems like me, you're able to go through the course and use it to review the systems you have and update the things you need to update so that when you get into the new year, you have the right foundation to help you accomplish your goals. So I encourage you to purchase the course. It will help you in building a system for your life and your business. I will drop a link to the course in the podcast description for this episode. So go in there and click on the link and purchase this course and go through it to help you create new systems if you don't have one, or review and update your systems like me as I'm preparing for the new year. A favorite quote I like to quote from James Clear, the author of The Atomic Habit, is, "You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems." So since I realized that my goals are only as good as the systems I have in place, whenever I am planning for a new year, I don't rush to go create my goals. No. I start by reviewing my systems, making sure that I have put the right foundation in place to be able to accomplish any goal, then I go and start planning and creating my goals, doing my vision board and things like that. So I kind of do mine the other way around because I always get excited when I'm doing goal planning. But since I realized that if I don't have the right foundation to accomplish those goals, then it will just be wishful thinking. I always start with reviewing and updating my systems. Let's recap real quick. 3 things I'm doing to prepare for the new year. The second thing I'm doing is I am reviewing and updating my systems. Galatians chapter 6, verse 4 to 5 in the Amplified Version reads, "But each one must carefully scrutinize his own work, examining his actions, attitudes, and behavior, and then he can have the personal satisfaction and inner joy of doing something commendable without comparing himself to another." I encourage you to spend time this holiday season reviewing and updating your systems so that you can set the stage to achieve your business goals in 2024. As you do this, you enjoy personal satisfaction and the inner joy that comes from doing something commendable. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on today's episode. I hope you learned something new and you were encouraged. If you're ready to streamline your focus and get clarity to start your service-based business, go to startthatbusinesspodcast.com and download the Business Clarity Blueprint. Please share this episode with someone so they can get the help they need. Keep listening for more exciting episodes. I'll meet you here next week.
Hey sis, before you go, if this podcast has encouraged you, helped you, inspired you, or taught you something new, please head over to Apple Podcasts and search for Start That Business Podcast and leave me a written review. That's one of the ways I know this podcast is impacting your life. Thank you so much. I'll also love to connect with you on Instagram. My handle is @ChichiUkomadu. Until next time, always remember you have all you need to start that business. I'll see you soon.